I'm going to be honest here. I don't believe the Detroit Lions are as bad as they played last season, but I also don't believe that they're as good as they could be. If that makes any sense. I don't think the Lions are a playoff team, and that's only because I just don't see it happening in that very, very tight division. That division that includes the Vikings, the Bears, and of course Aaron Rodgers and the Packers. And the irony of that is, I actually think the Lions are going to continue to own the Green Bay Packers this year. But anyway, the Detroit Lions are coming to the season once again with Matt Stafford as their quarterback for the 11th year in a row. Matt Stafford has been pretty decent as a quarterback, but he's not exactly killing it, you know. He had 21 touchdowns, 11 interceptions last year. Wasn't a marquee year. On Johnson ran the ball for 641 yards. He averaged 5.4 yards a game, so that in question leads me to believe that the Lions should give him more touches, but knowing this team, they're probably not going to. I think if he were to get the ball more, the Lions would have a chance. And their leading receiver was Kenny Galladay with 1,063 yards. So that having been said, let's talk about the Detroit Lions schedule. They start the year in Arizona at the University of Phoenix Stadium in Glendale, Arizona. Last year, the Lions were able to come away with a 17-3 victory. This year, I see more of the same. That defense is going to do its job and take down the Cardinals early in the year. The Lions are going to take down the LA Chargers at home due to the Chargers starting off slow like they always do. So the Lions will be 2-0 by this point. Then they have to travel to Philadelphia, and that's a hard matchup. I see the Eagles winning this one. Carson Wentz rolling all over the Detroit Lions. Patrick Mahomes comes into town, and that's another tough matchup. I don't see the Lions getting past the Chiefs. Any other year, maybe the Lions could beat the Chiefs at home, but it's just really too tough of a matchup. Unless they pull everything out of their hat like they did last year against the Patriots, I don't see it happening. Then the bye week happens in week 5. And week 6, they have a Monday night football showdown with the Packers. And after losing it was like 23 games in a row, I believe, against the Packers at Lambeau Field. It was a streak, a really long streak like that. I think the Lions win in Green Bay for the second year in a row. They're going to somehow find a way to win. Their defense is going to hold Aaron Rodgers. Their offense is going to score just enough points, and the Lions will go into Lambeau and win. The Vikings have had the Lions number recently, and I think that continues this year. Lions lose to the Vikings at home. The New York Giants will somehow beat the Lions in Detroit due to their past success against them. I know some people say past success doesn't matter, but when it comes to the Lions, they seem to struggle against certain teams. They struggle against the Giants, struggle against the Redskins. It doesn't make any sense, but that tends to be their pattern. They go into Oakland, a team they should beat, but a team that they will not beat. Having to go cross country to take on the Raiders, they'll struggle. They'll go into Chicago, they'll lose to the Bears at Soldier Field. The Lions will host the Cowboys. This is another match that they could win, realistically. I think they have the talent to beat the Cowboys. They maybe even have the coaching to beat the Cowboys, but the Cowboys eke one out here on the road. The Cowboys head into Landover, Maryland, and they struggle. They lose to the Redskins. Thanksgiving, the Lions should be tanking by now, but they win a game against the Chicago Bears on Thanksgiving. They go into Minneapolis and lose to the Vikings due to the supreme talent the Vikings have. So they get swept by the Vikings for the second year in a row. The Lions sweep the Packers, get swept by the Vikings, split with the Bears. So they're going to go 3-3 in their division. That's my prediction right here. The Lions beat the Bucks at home, finding a way to overcome that offense. They get the last shot at winning the game, and they do. They go into Denver and they fall to the Broncos on the road before finally ending the year with a big victory against the Green Bay Packers. And the Lions will finish the year 6-10, missing the playoffs for the second year in a row and the third time in 4 seasons. Do you agree with my Lions predictions? Do you believe the Detroit Lions will have a better record than 6-10? Do you think they'll do worse than 6-10? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, and subscribe. And thank you for watching this video.